Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tip. Julian here for another Drops video. And if you are new to the channel or you haven't yet, drop a like and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. I'm dropping fantasy content all year round. Now, I must apologize for the delay with the waiver wire video, guys. Normally, I'm really on the ball with those kind of things, and I'm pretty much releasing the waiver wire video every single Friday or Saturday at the very least. But unfortunately, my computer broke down and there was very little I could do to get it out in time. I'm using a very slow computer for editing now with a software I'm not used to, so please bear with me over the next little while until I get either a replacement or the computer gets fixed. Now let's jump into some forwards that you should consider dropping from your team. And first on the list is Mikael Granlund of the San Jose Sharks, playing on the top line and top power play, so you'd think he'd be absolutely lighting it up. And he was earlier in the year. He was one of the best fantasy players for a couple months there, but he's really slowed down. Now obviously, if you're in a deep league, you're not dropping Mikael Granlund. He's still got the opportunity to put up points every single night and has that triple eligibility. I'm only really dropping him in very shallow leagues. Jake DeBrusk of the Vancouver Canucks is still playing on the top line, but is no longer playing on the top power play with the team pretty much fully healthy. He's still a decent option, but really not as good as he was before, and he's really not producing much anymore. Obviously, super deep league, hold on to him, but other than that, he's a drop. Lafreniere is actually, to me, you're keeping him in most leagues and you're crossing your fingers that the Rangers figure things out, because he is actually playing on the top line and he's actually getting top power play time right now as well. He's just not doing a whole lot with that deployment. If the Rangers figures things out, though, he definitely should bounce back. So unless you're really desperate and in a need to make a couple of moves, I'd probably hold on to Alexi Lafreniere, but again, can be dropped if you really need to. Arturi Lehkonen, the Colorado Avalanche, is actually playing on the second line with kind of no-name line mates and the top power play right now. But with the return of Valeri Nichushkin kind of imminent, will Lehkonen continue to play on the top power play? Honestly, even if he does, his value isn't really that high. If you look at his last few games, he hasn't been scoring a whole lot of points. So that's with the power play time. So now if Nichushkin actually takes that power play time from him, he's going to have very little value unless he's put back on a line with Nathan MacKinnon at some point. Jordan Staal is another guy who can be dropped. He's been added in a lot of leagues. Yeah, he had a really nice hot streak there. He scored a hat trick, then followed that up with a goal and an assist in the next game, and is scoring points. Now, that's not going to last very long, but I'm not recommending dropping him just yet. That's why there's 2 stars there next to his name, because the Hurricanes do have those Wednesday and Friday off nights this week, so definitely hold them for those 2 games at the very least, and then drop him after that. Although, if after Friday you're actually looking pretty good to win the week, and you have room for him on Monday and Tuesday, you can hold him for those games too. Carolina has a pretty good schedule. They play those 2 off nights, and then they play Monday and Tuesday the very next week, and then you can drop him after that. Jumping into defensemen, and the first one on the list is Morgan Rielly of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He has been horrendous this year. What a drop-off. He had such a good season last year, and really this year, he has been an utter disappointment. He's playing on the top power play, so he doesn't really have that excuse that he's not getting the power play time. He is getting that power play time. He's just not putting up a whole lot of points, and the peripherals have not been very good this year either. He is a drop in a good amount of leagues at this point. Unless you're in a really deep league, I'm dropping Morgan Rielly. Forget about him this year. Devon Toews is a drop as well in Colorado. Like, he hasn't been that bad as of late, but the peripherals have not quite been what you'd expect from him, and the points have not really been that plentiful. So if you need to drop him to grab somebody else, absolutely go for it. He definitely does not need to be owned in 83% of leagues, that is for sure. Now, Travis Sanheim is another good example of someone that can be dropped. He's someone who has nice hot streaks and then immediate cold streaks. His peripherals aren't really that good, so if he's not producing, he can be safely dropped and definitely does not need to be 71% owned. Luke Hughes of the New Jersey Devils is another guy who doesn't put up any peripherals at all, just about. And he only has 1 point through his last 7 games. That is not good. He's an easy drop. And Brendan Dillon as well. He's someone who been giving you a decently safe floor most of the year, but lately the peripherals have completely dried up, and it's not like he's scoring points to go with it, so he can be safely dropped as well. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed the content today, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.